What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. I hope everyone's doing good, and today I'm going to be showing you and introducing you guys to my brand new Crested Gecko. If you haven't seen any of my videos already, I did make a previous video of me setting up his vivarium. I'll pop it in the card above and put it in the description, so quickly pause this, check that out first, then come back. I have made a few little changes of the vivarium since then to make it look more natural and everything, so that's what I'm going to show you guys today. But before I do, if you don't know who I am and you aren't into this channel and you've just clicked on the video randomly, my name is Bailey and all I talk about is fish tanks, and also I talk about sometimes other animals in my room, because who bloody doesn't love animals? I have lobster, gecko now, I have loads of other fish, I have hamster, and hopefully more to come. But yes, please consider subscribing if you do love animals as much as I do, and join the crew down below and hit the subscribe button. But let's crack on and I'll show you guys my brand new Crested Gecko. So guys, here he is. If you could see his little tiny face, get him in focus there. He looks a little bit grumpy because I have just woken him up, but his name is Randall. Now, if you do not know Monsters Inc. or anything like that, I'll put a picture of him up there now. He is such an awesome little dude. So I named him after Randall from Monsters Inc. He's a little lizard in there. He's awesome. And yeah, I got him roughly now about a few weeks ago. I was waiting to do a video on him because he's just so awesome. He is roughly about 3 months old. I wanted to get sort of like a junior one or a small one because I just love sort of seeing it or being with an animal as they grow up and they get older, and you can sort of create that bond with them. If you do not know anything about crested geckos, they do originate from somewhere called New Caledonia, which is somewhere that's very humid, very hot, and this is a sort of environment these guys love to live in. So if you do consider getting one, you must consider what their natural environments are like as well. Crested geckos have loads of different diets that you could feed them, but I feed him mainly crickets or a Pangea all-in-one paste that's good for them as well. I know you're not meant to feed them crickets all the time because they're sort of like a sweet treat or a treat they have every so often throughout the week, but yes, I feed him crickets a few times a week with the paste as well, which I know he absolutely loves. I just love the markings on him. Awesome colour. I don't know if you can see it more when I do that. You can always tell when they're about to jump because they get ready, they sort of spring their back legs, and you just know that they're just about to jump onto you. But I don't really, there we go. So you guys don't know, but way before I started YouTube, I actually had a gecko. I had a leopard gecko that I got when I was younger. He was super awesome, and I absolutely loved having a gecko, but I think because I was too young to actually fully understand them and everything, I just couldn't get into it. I didn't understand what it was all about, so that was sort of my reasoning for wanting to get another one. I just absolutely love them. I think they're awesome little guys. I know he's loving the heat that's coming off me right now because they're obviously cold-blooded animals, so he's loving how warm my hands are at the moment. So if you don't know, these guys can actually, like most lizards, drop their tails. I've got this guy from young, so he's still actually got his tail attached. But yes, they do drop their tails, and they're one in a few lizards where the tail doesn't actually grow back. So if you haven't seen a picture of one without their tail, I'll put it up now so you can have a look. They just look like little tiny frogs, and they're still really cute. But this guy's just such a little jumper. Look at him. Looking at the camera, he's absolutely loving it. So before actually buying this little guy and going into getting a gecko, what I decided to do first of all was actually to research and just check and see exactly what kind of geckos were fairly easy to look after, because I love animals completely, but I will only take an animal on if I know that I can give it the best life. I don't want to ever get an animal or just get an animal for the sake of it, and then I can't give them or provide them the best life possible. So I always just make sure that I can care for them, and after doing a lot of research about this little guy here, I knew that I could take care of him well and he would be happy with me. And yeah, he's just awesome. He's so good at handling. Crested geckos are actually really sort of calm at handling. They do jump a lot. I've learnt that and also seen that quite a bit. But you know, they don't sort of like scurry off, or they don't you know, jump randomly and then you can't find them anywhere. They're always easy to handle. So guys, yes, if you're ever interested in getting a lizard or anything reptile like that, I would definitely recommend these guys, because I don't know a lot about reptiles myself. I've done a lot of research about these guys, but this is my proper first reptile. So, and I know, and I'm really confident with how he's doing at the moment. Smiling at the camera. And he's jumped onto my, he's actually jumped onto my side of my wardrobe. Now, that just goes to show how far they can jump. So it's really good to sort of start handling these guys at a fairly young age. They get used to you, because at the end of the day, I mean, it's great if they have their tails on. It's just, you know, a bonus, but if they don't, it's not the end of the world. But if you do buy one of these and you want them to keep their tails on, I would definitely recommend them getting used to you by handling. It doesn't have to be very long, just a few minutes during the day, but just so they don't see you as a threat, because if they see you as a threat and for some reason you just grab to the tail by accident, they will just drop it. So it's important that they get used to you as much as you get used to them. Because I got to admit, when I first ever got this Crested Gecko, I was very jumpy as well. I wasn't used to him jumping, I wasn't used to just holding reptiles in general. So setup, he has the 3 layers here is the bio balls, which sort of holds in the humidity. He has this little layer here to also stop the soil from actually touching and mixing with that. Before, I just had this soil just on the floor, and it was really hard to hold the humidity into it. But as you can tell, there's quite a difference. But yes, I've gone for the natural log there, I've gone for the branching going up to there with all natural leaves. As you can see, he's going into his little hide at the top at the moment. But I've also got some frog moss down there like I've had since the beginning. But I bought this brand new little dish, and basically it just magnets onto the side here and it just holds the food and water in, because I was putting his food in that little dish down there, but I've heard that they prefer to eat further up. So I'm testing this out, seeing how it goes, and to be honest with you, I'm a lot happier with this setup than the old one. The old one wasn't looking natural at all. It was actually a bit naff, to be honest. That bit of decoration probably wasn't the best thing I've ever seen in my life. So I'm really, really happy with how it's turned out now. So guys, I hope you did enjoy that little video of me introducing you to my new Crested Gecko, Randall. Please go down below and hit the thumbs up button if you did enjoy this video. And also consider subscribing if you do love the fish tank videos and animal content that I do create on this channel. We are doing so well. Thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed. It does mean a lot to me. And if you are new, please consider subscribing down below. So guys, I will see you next week with another video. So stay safe, stay positive, and I will see you next week. Bye.